Welcome to Tree Talking Time, where we talk all things tree dogs, from the smallest fights to the largest hounds, treating squirrels to bears and everything in between. And from time to time, we might even run a little fast game.
So we have hunted these dogs. I have hunted them myself. I'm 22 years old. I have hunted them my entire life since I was old enough to go. My dad has several stories of him actually going into the bay and me staying with my papa toting my BB gun that I always seem to carry around.
Yeah.
But he's been hunting the dogs for, I don't know, he got his first Elkhound probably 25 years ago.
Okay.
He always had hog dogs,
Mm-hmm.
just sort of mixed up, sort of whatever he could find.
Yeah.
And he happened up on one, a local guy from where we're from had one as a squirrel dog.
Yep.
And the dog was probably 2 years old, 2.5 years old, something like that. And the guy told him, said that he couldn't get the dog to consistently tree squirrels for him, so he was going to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so my dad got it, brought it home, and started hog hunting it, and took him several years to break the dog off of treeing squirrels. And still, the dog would, if there wasn't any hogs in the area, he would still go tree a squirrel.
Yeah.
And then he got a female from a guy that said she was killing his chickens.
Mm-hmm.
And so he got the female, and turned out that it wasn't her killing the chickens, it was another dog that was running around. And then he just sort of kept that line for 25-ish years.
Okay.
And we've hunted them.
Mm-hmm.
We currently have.
Well, hang on, slow down. Why don't you introduce yourself now that we've got a little bit of foundation here?
Okay. Jake Billingsley. I am from Scaly Mountain, North Carolina.
Okay.
It's a little mountain town.
Mm-hmm.
About 30 minutes from where North Carolina, Georgia, and South Carolina all meet.
Okay.
It's probably one of the worst places to be a hunter. Have to buy 3 sets of license.
Yeah.
Drive 30 minutes and have to buy another set of out-of-state license. And
Yep.
out-of-state licenses aren't the most. They're pretty expensive.
No, I know what you mean. I bear hunt right on the West Virginia line, and you try to make sure you have both licensed because there's days that you cross the line.
Yeah, we where we're at in North Carolina, we do bear hunt a little bit as well, and we bear hunt North Carolina, and the dogs can be in Georgia in no time. And bad thing about Georgia is you're not allowed to run dogs on bear in Georgia.
Oh, okay.
For a kill season.
Mm-hmm.
They do have a training season, but
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's not the best place as far as having to buy a license, but
yeah,
it's hunting the mountains it's something else.
Mm-hmm.
Especially hog hunting.
Yeah.
But,
what's your hog population like there?
I don't know. We don't have just a ton of hogs.
Mm-hmm.
More so, we do most of our hog hunting in the northern part of Georgia. So
Okay.
Rayburn County, Habersham County, and then we do venture on down. It's about 2 hours south of us into Wilkes, Oglethorpe County. Up here in the mountains, you have to hunt for the hogs.
Yeah.
If you get on a hog that day, you've done good.
Mm-hmm.
The places that we go down the road, it's flatter farmland,
Mm-hmm.
so there's more hogs. We can go and an average day down there is probably 8 hogs.
Okay. Good.
But that's farmland, and it's a lot easier to get around in.
Yeah. So we'll explain a little bit why I wanted you to come on. Is I don't even know where, but you mentioned somewhere in a comment to somebody's question or something that you hunted Elkhounds, and I've known a few people through the years that have hunted Elkhounds. I actually have a good friend that does hunt an Elkhound on squirrels, but they're just not something that's commonly hunted. Similar to the Leicas, but I just thought it was very interesting, and I kind of wanted to learn a little bit more about, hunting Norwegian Elkhounds, and especially the fact that you kind of going against the mold, and most people that you see hunting them use them as squirrel dogs, and so the fact that you're using them mainly on hogs, I thought was pretty interesting.
The Elkhound, the ones that we have, they are, I don't really know how to describe it other than the big Elkhounds and the smaller Elkhounds. There's a line of Elkhounds that they are about half the size of the ones we have.
Okay.
And the ones we have are not very big. Our biggest one's probably 35 pounds.
Wow.
So they look a lot bigger with all the hair.
Yeah.
But they're not very big dogs. But they, I believe they could be trained for anything.
Yeah.
It's a different style of hunting from hounds. A lot of people, especially around here, bear dogs also, if they find a hog, they're going to run a hog. And so you typically walk the hound until you actually cut a track and then find the track physically and then turn the dog loose. However, with our Elkhounds, we pull up to the spot where we're going to hunt, we get everything ready, and we just dump the tailgate and set off walking and let the dogs free cast.
Okay.
And they typically, when they start barking, they have a hog bait. Occasionally, we will tree a bear with them. A bear, the way these dogs are, they are really good at stopping whatever they are after.
Okay.
So a bear race, once they jump a bear, they usually only go about 50, 75 yards in a tree.
Sounds a lot like the Leicas then.
Yes, they are. We actually had a guy in Raven County which is right here with us, that he actually hunted those, and he did all right with them. The only problem with his were they had almost too much hunt in them. They would hunt out a mile.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know if it was just the ones that he had or what it is, but they would hunt out just a little too far. And hunting hogs, you typically don't want them in the mountains.
Yeah.
A mile too far, because it's going to take you an hour to get to them.
Yep.
And it's just not the best situation if it's a long time before you get to the dogs.
Yep. No, I understand. I'm not a big hog hunter, but I have ventured on a hog hunt once, and I can see where things get hairy if they're left alone for an extended period. Yeah.
Last year, one of our probably is going to be our best dog, is our best dog currently, probably in the running for being the best Elkhound that my dad has had. He found a hog, and we started baying it, and the other dogs were there. There was 3 or 4 more dogs helping them bay, and probably weren't 200 yards. And by the time my dad got there, I was at work that day. By the time my dad got there and killed the hog, it was the GPS collar had saved the dog's life and was no longer working, and it was just 200-300 yards away.
Wow.
He was pretty mean. He was probably 250 pounds, something like that, and had probably 3-inch cutters on him.
Yeah, sounds like a mean one, that's for sure.
Yeah. Up here in the mountains, where we hunt at, it's too rough to lead a catch dog around.
Okay.
So how we do it is we just go dogs bay a hog up, and then we go in and just shoot it with I carry a Winchester Model 94 30-30 is what I carry,
Mm-hmm.
and we just go in and shoot them. A lot of the people that we know of, they are there for the sport of it and to help farmers get rid of the hogs that are destroying their property.
Yeah.
But we are there. If we kill a hog, we eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Every one we kill, we eat.
Nice.
Unless, of course, it's got something wrong with it.
Yeah.
We can tell if there's something wrong.
Oh yeah, it's understandable.
But we killed hunting mainly the mountains. This past year, we hunted from Christmas until the beginning of turkey season. We killed 63 hogs, and probably all of them were over 75 pounds.
Oh, wow. That is a lot of hogs.
It is. We killed several that were under 75 that we don't really count as going to the number.
Mm-hmm.
But we do live in a area where you can find hogs.
It sounds like it.
You may have to drive a little bit, but we typically kill several hogs a year.
Mm-hmm. Now you mentioned your dogs, you free cast them, so I'm guessing that you got a pretty good handle on them and that they're trash broke pretty well. But like how far out do they hunt?
Our dogs hunt, and when there's no sign around where hogs been, they'll hunt out probably 500-600 yards.
Okay.
But if they get into sign there, they're going to go to where the hog laid down at.
Mm-hmm.
And they are silent on the track. So a lot of times when we bay a hog up, it's bayed up in its bed where it was bedded down for the day.
Mm-hmm. That was my next question, was if they were silent. I kind of assumed they were, but just wasn't sure.
Yeah, they are. They're silent for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
We have, I believe there's 2 of them that we have right now. They're younger dogs, and if they are looking at the hog while it's running and they're trying to catch up to it, they will kind of squeal on the track. It's not a full-on bark. Mm-hmm. It's more of a squeal.
Okay.
And we don't like that at all, but it's hard to break them from that. But it's only if they're looking at it as it's breaking away from them.
Yeah. Now, do you ever hunt your Elkhounds with anybody else that hunt other breeds like hounds or curs?
We have had a couple people bring dogs with us, but most of the time it's just our Elkhounds.
Okay. I was just curious how a mixed pack worked out.
We try to keep it just Elkhounds, mm-hmm. Just because we know how our dogs are, and when they start barking, we know what it is.
Yeah.
And then also when we're hunting like the farmland, one of the main places that we hunt, it's cow pastures is what it is. So we don't like other people bringing in dogs because we don't know if they're broke off of cows or what.
Oh yeah.
So we only hunt our dogs most of the time. We've had a couple people bring hounds that are around the 6-7 month old mark, mm-hmm. Just to teach them to go through the woods. They usually don't ever end up running the track or baying or anything because it happens. Our dogs just kind of get out of pocket and start baying a hog. They don't start opening on the trail and taking the young dog with them. So mm-hmm. How we hunt from North Carolina's bear season opens up the middle of October. So we bear hunt from October till the 1st of January, and then we start hog hunting pretty heavy after that.
Okay.
And most of the people that we bear hunt with, they end up going hog hunting with us, and they leave their bear dogs at the house because they see how our dogs are as far as being able to kill them, kill hogs.
Now, when you say you bear hunt, do you bear hunt your Elkhounds?
No.
Okay.
we have one or two dogs that if a bear won't climb with the hounds, that we will go get and turn to the bear race.
Okay.
Just because they're a little bit more gritty, I
Yeah.
guess,
A lot of
when
pressure.
it comes to a bay like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so they'll help tree it. But this year we haven't had too many of the bears that won't climb. But we bear hunt hounds.
Okay.
The way I see it is we hog hunt for the meat,
Yeah.
and then we kind of bear hunt for the I guess the houndsmanship of it.
Gotcha. How many Elkhounds do you guys have?
We have 9.
Oh wow.
Let's see, 9, and then 2 of them are, I guess, retired.
Okay.
They just run loose in the yard. Is what they do. We went hunting. I guess it's been 3 or 4 weeks ago, and one of the ones that's running loose in the yard. I tried to get him to get in the truck to go hunting, and he wouldn't. So he's decided that the yard life is better for him.
Can't blame him after a lot of years of chasing game.
Yeah, we've got 2 in the yard. We've got 3 turned loose right now. Our 3 old dogs, and they are 10 and a half years old right now. And one of them, he is still one of the better dogs that we have. He knows how to he knows where to go to find a hog.
Mm-hmm.
He'll know you can turn him loose, and he knows where to go to find one.
Mm-hmm. Now, with most other breeds, it's like if you need an outcross or you're looking for some new blood, it's not that hard to find. Like with Elkhounds, how in the world do you guys find other? Do you know other people that hunt Elkhounds, or do you just?
There's one guy locally that hunts Elkhounds.
Okay.
I think he doesn't hunt all Elkhounds. He's got a lot of Elkhound cur crosses.
Okay.
But one of the guys that hunts with us a lot, him and my dad, they used to hunt. It was just the 2 of them that hunted through the week. And he lucked up and found a female out in Oklahoma. And he went and got her. And we've been able to cross on her
Mm-hmm.
to keep sort of the bloodline going.
Yeah.
But she is actually, let's see, I'm sorry if this is the right dog or not. She is a squirrel dog right now at one of my buddy's house. He squirrel hunts her.
Yeah.
We are starting to run into that right now as far as not having a female to cross onto.
Yeah.
But we've got one female at the house, but she's not the best dog. She's more of a help dog is what she is. So we're sort of maybe going to try to stay away from crossing to her.
Oh yeah, no, I understand. Trying to breed good males to good females.
Yeah,
I get it.
we do have one dog, one Elkhound. He's, if I can remember the right cross. He is I want to say 7/8 Elkhound and an 8 Akita.
Oh wow.
And I believe an Akita, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right or not.
Mm-hmm.
It's Akkita.
Yeah.
I believe they are from maybe Japan.
Yep.
And he's a little bit taller of a dog.
I would imagine so. Akitas are very large.
Yeah. He's a lot taller and a lot slimmer built than our dogs, and we named him Slim because he's a lot slimmer than our dogs, than our full Elkhounds.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a pretty good dog. He's not off of any of our stuff.
Gotcha.
But he's a pretty good dog. I don't know if it's the Akita in him, but he can be a little ill at the kill site.
Probably.
He can be. We have to
Ketas are
keep
known
a
for being
watch.
a little dog aggressive.
Yeah, we have to keep a watch on him. And when we get to the bay and kill the hog, we don't tie our dogs. We just let them run loose
Okay.
until we pack it out. And then most of the places where we're at, you don't want to drag a hog out, so we hang it right there, skin it, quarter it up, and put it in our game bags and pack it out. And so we do have to watch him as far as that goes. But he's probably one of the smartest dogs that we have. We can be hunting him, and he can come by you, and you can tell him to sit and shake, and he'll sit down and shake right there. And then you can tell him to switch, and he'll switch feet and shake with the other foot too.
That's funny.
But he's the only one in our yard that is not out of our stuff.
Now, is all your stuff registered, Elkhounds?
They are not registered.
Okay.
Let me take that back. Maybe 2 of them are registered.
Gotcha.
But we've just been crossing them. But they make good dogs for the style that we hunt. They work out the best for us.
Yeah.
And they mind us very well. They do have a pretty good handle. A lot of times when we are, after they've been hunted a little bit, a couple weeks, when we go to load them in the morning, I can just walk by and unsnap them off the chain, and they'll go get in the truck.
Yeah.
And that's pretty handy. And then when we get done hunting, they'll get in the truck. They don't have good enough of a handle yet to turn them loose at the house and then go back to the chain. But I can't blame them on that one.
Yeah. We got any good stories about hunting with your Elkhounds?
I probably do. We don't have really any real long stories, typically because it's everything's happening so fast.
Yeah.
That it's they bay up so fast, not so fast, but it's just all of a sudden they're bayed, and then we go in. We were hunting down the road about 2 hours last year, and we'd hunted all day, and we had probably 6 or 8 hogs killed, and we were going to try one more little thick area. I think the tract of land was 70 acres is all it was. And it was pine trees, probably a little over head high, maybe 7, 8 feet tall. And we turned our dogs in, and we were hunting. They had roads cut through it, and we were going through it, and the dogs started barking. And typically when our dogs start barking, they have it stopped, and you can go ahead and go to them.
Yeah.
Well, they broke and went, I don't know, probably 150 yards and bayed up again. It was out of that. It was off of the property that we had permission on. The piece of property right beside us was kind of a situation where we could go over there if the dogs went over there, but they didn't really want us to actively go over there and try to find hogs.
Yeah.
So dogs went over there and bayed up again, and we had a buddy that bear hunts with us. I guess we actually bear hunt with him is how it goes.
Yeah.
And he was with us, and me and him went in, and they had 4 hogs bayed up, and I went in and shot one. Hogs broke. They bayed them up probably 20 yards, 30 yards. Shot another one and shot the third one. They bayed it up again. The fourth one got away from us. Kind of in my eyes, it was good. Landowner's eyes, it wasn't. She was about to have pigs, um, but we killed 3 hogs there, caught the dogs, and we're dragging them back to the property we were parked on.
Yeah.
And as we were going back, we didn't really pay any attention as we were going in, but we crossed a fence, a hog wire fence,
Mm-hmm.
and got over there and we killed the hogs, dragged them back, got back to that fence, and one of the guys was going on with the guy that was hunting with us that day that we bear hunt with, and said that we had went over and crossed the property line and killed somebody's tame hogs that were inside the fence. And when he said that, the guy that was with us, his face dropped. He thought we'd went over there and killed somebody's tame hogs, and they were. It was 3 sows, and they were probably the fattest sows that I've seen come out of the woods.
Yeah.
They were in really good shape, and the face that he had when that guy said that, he was like, and he said, we're going to have to pay for these hogs. We've killed somebody's tame hogs, and we let him go on there for a minute like that, and then we told him no, that they were wild hogs, that we were, nobody right in that area had tame hogs. But he was a little tore up over that. He thought we were going to have to pay for somebody's hogs.
Yeah.
But we've killed several hogs. A lot. I've killed. I guess it was 2 or 3 years ago. I got out of school, college. I was going to trade school and only had to go to school 2 days a week. So that winter I hunted a lot. But other than that, my dad, he hunts them a lot through the week, and I just get to hunt them on Saturdays because of work.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a good time with them. We've got several people that have heard about us hunting them, and they've asked to go, and now they hunt with us pretty regular.
Yeah.
It started out as through the week. It was just my dad and the other guy that hunted with him, and now it's through the week. It'll be, if they go, it'll be 4 or 5 people going with them.
Mm-hmm.
And the word has, I guess the word's gotten out that we've got pretty good dogs.
Good deal. No, that's super interesting. And the one thing I kind of wondered, being and I understand there's people in the South with Lycas as well, but how do they tolerate heat?
They're not very good with heat. That's why we hunt from the first of the year until turkey season.
Okay.
It's because it's typically cool.
Mm-hmm.
We try not to run them in the heat just because of a heat stroke.
Yeah.
And we also don't like snakes.
I don't blame
you. We like to try to stay away from snakes. But between them having long hair and not doing well with heat, and my dad, he has a lawn business.
Okay.
He cuts grass for a living.
Yeah.
So his busy time is hot weather. So
yep.
So that kind of hems him up, so he can't hunt any. But
yeah, which makes perfect sense why in the wintertime he's got plenty of time to hunt.
Yeah, that's one thing that he has kind of ruined me on, because he's, as long as I can remember, he works 6 days a week through the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And then come winter he hunts, and it's kind of ruined me. It makes me want to do that.
Yeah.
I wish I could hunt, and that's also a reason why we have such good dogs, is because he hunts 5 days a week.
Yep.
He'll hunt about 4 days while I'm at work, and then usually take Friday off, and then we'll hunt Saturday.
Okay.
But that's a big part of why we have such good dogs, is because he keeps them in the woods through the winter.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, that is definitely the dream right there, is to be able to keep your dogs in the woods,
Yeah,
real consistently.
yeah.
So
My dad, he gives people a hard time a lot of times. He says that he could take a poodle and make a hog dog out of it.
probably
Um,
could.
but I mean, it's putting them in the woods, and he does that quite a bit. I mean, he's that's what he does in the winter, and he's I give him a hard time about being old. He's he'll be 50 this year, and he'll through the winter he hog hunts of a day, and then he'll get home from hog hunting. I don't know 4 o'clock. He'll take him a little nap, and then I'll get off work and I'll go keep him out until midnight, 1 o'clock coon hunting. And then he'll get up and go hog hunting. But I try to give him a hard time when he won't go with me about being too tired.
Now, what are you coon
But
hunting?
I have a blue tick that
Okay.
I coon hunt.
I was gonna say, do you coon hunt an Elkhound too?
We do not coon hunt. We had one that we kind of started. We didn't really know what we were going to do with her, so I started coon hunting her a little bit with my blue tick,
Mm-hmm.
and she made a few trees. She would go tree a coon and bark maybe 6, 7 barks on it, and she'd be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just started hog hunting her.
Okay.
But we started a lot of our dogs as far as baying going. We catch a coon in a live trap and let them bay it is how we teach them to bay a lot of times.
Okay.
And then we'll show them a coon or two in the live trap, and then we'll just start hog hunting them.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have a pretty decent coon dog.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, it's my first coon dog. My mom wouldn't let me have one through high school. So I got one after high school, and my dad gives me I give him a hard time about being old, and he gives me a hard time about he trained a dog and me in a winter coon hunt.
Yeah.
But
Good deal. Well, it sounds like you got your hands full with Elkhounds and hounds, and you bear hunt, coon hunt, hog hunt.
yeah, and if I had enough time, I'd have a pack of beagles too.
Oh, I understand. Trust me.
That's instead of having a coon dog through high school, I had a pack of beagles.
Okay.
And that's what I did through middle school and high school. I guess the only thing that we don't have that as far as legal dog hunting is a squirrel dog.
Okay.
We can't where we're at in North Carolina. We can't run deer with dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So if that was legal, I'd have a pack of deer dogs too.
Yep. You'd have to go further over there to the coast.
Yeah. It's I've listened to a couple. We have a couple hounds that they'll run a deer pretty good. It sounds good, but we always try to catch them off of it.
Yep.
I got the coon dog that I got. I got it off of a guy because he said that it was ill because he would feed the blue tick, and then walk a boxer right beside where it was eaten. And he said that the blue tick would growl at the boxer. So he got rid of it. That's how I got my coon dog. And that was that. I got him when he was 6 months old.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how I ended up with him. Is he said he was ill, but one of the bear dogs I'm hunting is the guy said that he was, when I bought him, he said he was full plot. Mm-hmm. And then I talked to the guy that bred him, had the mom and dad, and said that he was half plot and half Catahoula cur.
Okay.
But he's just a pack dog is all he is. But if he's barking, he's looking at it, so that helps a little bit.
Yeah.
To know if it's up or not. I turned him and I've got 2 bear dogs, and one of them is a half blue English and half Walker.
Okay.
And he's my trail dog. I mean, they're in the lot side by side, so I can turn my trail dog loose and let him trail, and the plot, he'll stay with him. And when the plot starts barking, I can tell the other boys say, when he crosses the road, pack.
Yeah.
that it's up. But
Nice. Sounds like you got a lot of game down there. I know. I'd love to be in the mountains. That's for sure.
yeah, it's pretty. We've got, I guess we've got a little bit of everything. We bear hunt, hog hunt, coon hunt, and then I deer hunt just enough to put a few deer on the table and maybe try to put one on the wall
Yep.
every couple of years.
Good deal.
But,
well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me tonight.
oh yeah,
I've enjoyed this, so thank you very much.
you're welcome. I've enjoyed it as well.
It was good talking to you, and stay in touch.
All right, we'll see you.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Tree Talking Media. And until next time, keep 'em talking in the timber.